My next guest is coming off a big win over Luis Goulet, UFC Houston, back on February 21st. It is Alden Coria here on the program, live from the car right now. Alden, how are you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Just trying to enjoy some downtime before I go get my hand checked out. Hurt my hand in the fight,
That's
and
right.
got to get an X-ray. But yeah, just trying to relax as much as I can at this point.
Well, congratulations on the win, man. What a dominant performance. You look great out there. I mean, outside of a finish, could that fight have gone any better?
Yeah, outside of a finish, that fight kind of went exactly how we thought it was going to. The guy's tough. He's gonna be hard to put away. He's only been put away one time, so we knew he was coming to just put that pressure on me, and I knew I had to stick on the outside and piece him up from the outside.
Did his durability surprise you at all? I know you kind of mentioned it there that you knew he was a tough guy, but I know as fighters, you always think you can finish your opponent. Were there any things about him kind of looking back now that maybe did surprise you a bit?
It kind of surprised me he didn't press forward more, really. You know, he is known for his pressure fighting and kind of walking forward the whole time. And I don't know if that changed once he got into the UFC because he realized, you know, the game's a little bit different. You got to fight a little bit smarter. But that's kind of what I was surprised about. He didn't push forward the entire fight.
What was it like fighting in Houston, man? That's got to be super cool to have the crowd and just, you know, it was a great event. Like, take me through that kind of looking back. That must have been so much better than obviously fighting in the Apex.
Yeah, no, it was great. I'm glad my first two fights were in Texas. Got to have my family and friends there, and then now that now the Houston crowd knows who I am, so it's you know, it couldn't have gone any better. So I'm glad it was in Houston.
Yeah, and again, mention it there, dominant performance. I don't know if your management has talked to the UFC at all. They must have been pretty happy because obviously, you know, you go out there, you know, it could be a lot of pressure for a guy like yourself that's, you know, local and fighting in front of the crowd, but to go out there and put on that performance, you kind of get the sense the UFC is pretty happy with you if they keep putting you on these cards.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they're happy with me, and then this next fight can be possibly top 15 or, you know, like a main card fight. That's kind of what I'm kind of hoping for.
What about when you want to get back in there? It looked like you came out relatively unscathed other than the hand, which you just talked about. I guess you just have to wait to see how the hand is, and then from there, figure out when you want to get that next fight.
Yeah, I'm hoping like in the next 3 or 4 months I get another fight. They also mentioned UFC Noche. I don't know if, I mean, I want to get one before the Noche card, if anything. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, these checks aren't going to last me forever. So
yeah,
trying to get out of this first contract and get into my next contract, and then, I mean, just go up from there.
Yeah, so that's kind of what you're aiming for is, I mean, again, seeing how the hand is. Does the hand seem bad? Like, I know you're not a doctor. I guess you'll find out. But do you feel like you can get one more fight in there? Or I guess it's too early to tell.
I think it's too early to tell. But, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's completely broken or anything, but possibly fractured. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's kind of as far as I'm thinking that it is.
Okay. Any opponents in mind, or you just kind of leave that up to your coaches, management, all that stuff as far as who's next?
I said Edgar Chairez. I mean, I think that would be a good fight. Two stand-up fighters that, I mean, just like to strike, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's who I called out. And then he's fighting this weekend.
I was just going to say, yeah. So I guess you're kind of rooting for him, or you know, I mean, I would assume you want to fight him off a win, right? So yeah.
I mean, either or. I mean, I just think that would be a very exciting fight for the flyweight division.
And perfect for Noche, right? Like, that would be great.
That would be perfect for Noche for sure.
Yeah. How do you feel like stylistically you would match up against him? Again, not looking past his fight coming up here, but if the stars do align and you get that fight, how do you feel like you'd match up against him?
I think I would be a tough matchup for him because he is, I mean, he's mainly a striker, but at forearms we mix it up a lot. So, and we definitely game plan. So I think the fight would be a mix of standing and wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no, that's great. And just how happy are you that, you know, your teammate Joshua Van, he's finally going to be getting that fight. It's all booked now. Because I know it was kind of under wraps, and we were also trying to see, like, if he was going to fight Kopp or not. I think actually we talked, and it seemed like Kopp was next, but then they went with Taira. What do you make of the fight for Joshua?
Man, I think that's probably one of the, of all the title defenses he could have made with Kopp or Taira, or, I mean, and Pantoja, I think maybe this is probably like the easiest of the three. So I think it'll be a pretty quick and easy title defense for Josh. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully they remake that Pantoja fight and Josh can show them that he's still on another level when it comes to fighting for the championship.
Well, I think what's cool too is they're both so young, right? Joshua and Taira. I mean, I'd have to go look it up. It's got to be one of the youngest title fights they've had in UFC history, right? Both under 25, I think, right?
Yeah, I think they were both 2000s, the first 2000s kids to fight for the belt.
Yeah. And then, obviously you're going to check out the hand and everything, but is it one of those things too, where like, because your teammate's got a fight coming up, it's kind of all hands on deck for Joshua for his fights, or do you like, will you take, I guess you'll get whatever you're offered, but I'm sure it's ideal if you can help your teammate out too and focus on him.
No, it definitely is ideal, because we want to make sure our teammates are as well prepared as they can be for these fights. Because I mean, one loss can just like throw you off, and we got to ride the momentum. And he's definitely been riding his momentum, and I'm gonna follow suit. So I think it is very important for your teammates to be there, especially when you're fighting at this high level. I mean, we need everyone we can get, especially if you're the world champ or someone that's also in the UFC to help you out.
It must be inspiring too, not just for the fact that Josh is your teammate and everything, but the fact that, as well, that it was done relatively quickly in terms of how he was able to get the shot, and I guess taking advantage of opportunities as well. How much of a kind of, I won't even say inspiration, but just how much of a benefit is it that he sort of laid the blueprint. If you want to be active and fight, you can get big opportunities if you stay ready.
Yeah, definitely, man. Josh is ready at all times. I feel like he's consistently in strength and conditioning and still at the gym even when he doesn't have a fight.
Mhm.
It's probably not very long. It's probably like half a week after a fight that he's back in the gym, just staying ready if anything.
Yeah.
So I mean it's a big inspiration. It's hard to do that, especially when you go through a hard, grueling 2 or 3 months for a camp. It's hard to stay motivated or like stay disciplined to be in the gym even after a big fight.
Yeah, no, I imagine. One thing I find so interesting about him, and this is my last thing on Josh, because obviously we're doing an interview with you, but I find this stuff interesting from the teammate's perspective. He doesn't watch a lot of fights, right? Because I saw something today that he was on Jackson and he didn't know who Demetrius Johnson is. Yeah, I believe that actually, because I know some fighters, it's just like, I'm focusing on myself.
Man, I'm kind of like the same nowadays.
Yeah.
I know the old fighters like Demetrius Johnson, or I mean not old, but just guys that have been in the game for a very long time. I kind of don't watch a lot of the newer fights that are going on. Like I don't watch the prelims. I'll probably watch the co-main and main event, but that's probably it.
You mentioned going to the doctor. What else you got planned the rest of the week? Got anything fun going on, or just kind of probably getting to stuff that you couldn't get to during camp, right?
Yeah, the cook-off here in Houston.
Oh, cool.
They're gonna have a lot of food, and yeah.
How many
Gonna go to
people are
that.
coming to that?
Probably a ton. I couldn't give you an exact number.
Okay, well, what are you looking forward to eating the most? Because I know you have to diet during camp and all that, right?
Ramen and some fried chicken.
Okay, there we go. So that's kind of an interesting combo: ramen and fried chicken. But hey, listen, eat it all while you can before you have to, go back in camp, right? It totally makes sense. So that's awesome.
Yes,
Alden, thanks so much for doing this. Appreciate it. I know you're enjoying the victory tour. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I want to thank 4 Ounce Fight Club and It's Bigger Bets.